We can stop this nomination if the American people rise up and say no.
We should not be barreling forward with this partisan nomination.
We could slow it down, perhaps a matter of hours, maybe days at the most, but we can't stop the outcome.
Democrats not holding back as the Senate aims to start confirmation hearings in 2 weeks.
But can Democrats actually stop the outcome? Joining us live, President of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton. Tom, this is the #1 question I hear and that I get asked. Walk us through what the Democrats can do to throw a wrench in this process.
Well, as Senator Durbin suggested, there are a few procedural delays they can try to insert into the process, but nothing substantial that would prevent Judge Amy Coney Barrett from being confirmed before the election.
Do you think that this happens before? I mean, I know that we're hearing that this process could start October 12th.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of time to confirm her. Justice Ginsburg, when she was nominated, it only took 42 days. I think Justice O'Connor took a little bit over a month. So this is just a process that's put in place, this confirmation process, at least before the committee, that frankly isn't needed. And at this point, as far as I'm concerned, it's a courtesy to the left, given what they did to Kavanaugh. It's not going to educate anyone as to Judge Barrett's qualifications or suitability for the bench. It's going to be a vehicle to punish her. And if I were the Republicans, either I'd constrain them as much as possible to protect the institution of the court from the predations of the leftists. I was there for Kavanaugh. I saw what they did, and it should be avoided at all costs if I were Senator Graham.
Meantime, Tom, one of the reasons that President Trump wanted to get this nominee confirmed prior to November 3rd is to address election-related issues that could come up in the days following the election. However, Democrats and some in the media are saying that Amy Coney Barrett, if confirmed, should not handle those election-related issues. Take a listen.
I think that she should step forward and say that she will recuse herself from any election contest involving this president.
If she does not recuse herself, I fear that the court will be further delegitimized.
Does that justice not have a responsibility to recuse herself?
Okay, Tom, you say she should not recuse herself. Why?
It's absurd. The judicial ethics rules, to the degree they apply to the Supreme Court, don't require and specifically reject the idea that a justice or a judge recuse themselves because the president who appointed them is involved in the case. Now, if she was involved in a specific piece of litigation that she heard or handled in the lower courts, or has a personal financial interest with a potential party, that's when she recuses herself. She doesn't recuse herself because the president appointed her. If this were the standard, then the Obama appointees would have to recuse themselves. Frankly, the Clinton appointees would have to recuse themselves, and you wouldn't have a court be able to make a decision. And that's why the judicial ethics rules don't require their recusal. If anyone needs to consider recusal, it should be someone like Senator Kamala Harris, who's on the Judiciary Committee and obviously has a personal vested interest in the outcome of the decision-making in the Senate.
Hey, Tom, I'm curious your opinion on this. Look, for, the last couple of weeks anyway, a lot of the focus has been on how, different people on both sides have been flip-flopping their opinions on this conversation, on this issue, as to whether or not this seat should be filled before the election. How do you think this plays out in the court of public opinion as we lead up to November 3rd?
Well, I'm sure it works both ways. If you're on the conservative side, I think it's going to motivate folks to be excited for Election Day. If you're on the left, they say it motivates folks. But on the other hand, if they see a big loss, it may depress turnout for the left. Who knows?
Tom, quickly, 15 seconds remaining. How vital is it that we have 9 justices for this election?
In my view, the left wants to try to use the courts to steal the election and to rig the election beforehand. I'm speaking ahead of time here. Judge Barrett can't get on the court soon enough.
Understood.
Tom Fitton, thank you, as always, for joining us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.